He's accused of recruiting a network of young girls he sexually abused at his mansions in Florida and New York.
Law enforcement officials tell NBC News he faces 2 counts of sex trafficking for alleged crimes.
Trafficking underage girls to the private island near St. Thomas.
Some even refer to it as Pedophile Island.
Authorities say he declared it his primary residence.
Sleazy Wall Street tycoon Jeffrey Epstein used the Lolita Express to ferry a bevy of beautiful young women. Among the passengers, former President Bill Clinton and Britain's Prince Andrew.
Newly obtained documents show Clinton actually took at least 26 flights on Epstein's private jet.
According to NBC News, Jeffrey Epstein has died by suicide in his jail cell.
It was my experience that Bill Clinton is bisexual, leaning far more towards a homosexual end. All I've ever seen him involved in was the homosexual activity, with very limited experience with him myself. Whereas my experience was much more prevalent with Hillary Clinton, because Hillary is also bisexual, leaning more towards a homosexual end, and it was she who accessed my sex programming to fulfill her perversions.
Bill Clinton was being groomed to slip into the office of president because he would do and say what needed to be done. Therefore, it was decided in 1984 that I heard him and George Bush talking at Swiss Villa Amphitheater in Lampe, Missouri, that when people became disillusioned with Republicans leading them into the New World Order, then Bill Clinton as a Democrat would be put into place.
The Clintons have been involved in the most horrific criminal activity groundwork for the New World Order. And at that time, the first thing they were implementing was NAFTA. The human trafficking that was being done over the border, the drug trafficking being used over the border, it was all sanctioned. And when people like myself who were coming across with all these drugs and were being trafficked, they never could get any information from me because the information was compartmentalized and it was all covered under national security. I would also be introduced into what was the beginning or the foundation of adrenochrome. They would take the blood from tortured individuals and that's what they would drink and get kind of addicted to it or something. I don't know, I can't relate to the concept at all. It was so traumatic for me. But for them, it's something that they literally feed off. Not only do they feed off fear and negativity and trauma, but they also feed off the adrenaline of those who are tortured and ultimately murdered.